Now you're trying to get groceries, but the price of these, I have to decide whether I'm paying rent this month or eating.
I'm holding my phone up because, my phone holder just broke amongst everything else. In the wise words of the prophet George Carlin, it's called the American dream because you have to be asleep to believe it. Meanwhile, I'm out here. I'm not asleep. I am wide awake. I am paying $6 for McCormick chicken dust.
Friendly reminder that while you're deciding on whether you can afford groceries or rent this week, CEOs are deciding whether to buy a new yacht or a new private jet.
Who are these people that are affording groceries, going to the grocery store every week, spending $300, $400 a week, and they're just like, whatever. It's cool. It's pocket change. Seriously, not me. Family of 5. I have little children. Little. They're 12, 10, and 5.
I'm just leaving Kroger, and there's absolutely no reason why groceries for 2 people should be $300. $300 for groceries. That's not even going to last us probably the whole month. It's got to be a better way. Because this ain't it. This ridiculous. God dang it. Ridiculous.
Hey everyone, Chuck here. I am at the Walmart in Rochester, Indiana, and I went to grab coffee because I'm out of coffee and was kind of shocked. The 38 ounce, 38.2 ounce coffee, Maxwell House, is $21.44. So I was curious and I looked back, and in October of last year, so almost a year ago, I paid $12 and some odd cents. I'll put the receipt on this later for the same exact amount. I mean, if you think tariffs or inflation or something's not increasing the costs, you're messed up in the head. It's not coming down. This is ridiculous. I ended up getting the smaller coffee, kitty litter, bleach, dog food, almost $100.
Welcome to the TikTok Drop Capsule. Time to open today's drop, and it's a hard reality check.
I would have to disagree that $2,100 a month is damn cheap. And a lot of people have commented this, but it's just not true. So I'm going to explain why. The national average salary in the United States right now is $59,000, and $59,000 after taxes, your take home every month is about $3,800. So if you are a household or a single person living off of that one salary, that rent right there is more than half of what you're making. And that's just the average. So of course there's going to be people that are well below the average who cannot even afford a $2,100 rent that you guys are saying is cheap. Now, I'm not ungrateful at all. I'm blessed that we are able to afford this $2,100 of rent, which we got at this rate because we moved during COVID, during the height in 2020. We moved there in 2020 during the height of COVID, and they were having a really good deal because they were desperate to get people in. Now, unfortunately, that rent is about $3,000. But why are we normalizing? Why are we normalizing $2,100 a month of rent as being cheap when the majority of people in the United States don't even make enough to afford this type of rent? So many people have roommates. So many people who are families and have multiple children are living in an apartment instead of living in a house, which is what we are saving for. We're never going to own this apartment. We're all just throwing our money away, renting instead of buying. We have no buying power right now as millennials and as Gen Zers. Why aren't we able to afford to buy things like the generations before us did? How come we're the ones that are screwed? I was born and raised in California. It's not going to be possible for me to buy a home here because the average price of houses here, and these are old houses, like 1950s houses, is about $700,000. I thought I made decent money. Last year was the most I ever made, right? I thought that we would be able to afford a house. We're not going to be able to afford a house that's almost $1 million. It's just not going to happen. So I understand people saying $2,100 is cheap. It's not cheap. It's cheaper than other places, but we are all of us are being overcharged for rent. And these houses are insanely expensive. And there's like no chance of most people ever even being able to afford to buy a house in their lifetime. That's sad.
You want to know how bad the economy is? Okay, never once have I really pulled up to Costco for gas. Now I go out of my way to go and pull up to Costco for gas, bruh. That's how bad.
How is America continuing to build all these ridiculous ass apartment complexes, but charging almost $3,000 for one bedroom? And who in the hell are affording to move into these ridiculously high, overpriced, expensive apartments? The national average salary is like $55,000, something like that. I'm not the best at math, but 56,000 divided by 12 is like $4,600 a month. That's like 75% of your check gone if you're paying $3,000 a month for an apartment. Not to mention you got food, you got electricity bill, you got car payment, car insurance, gas. You like to go shopping, get new clothes. God forbid you need a haircut every 2 weeks or you got to get your hair done. And God forbid you have fucking kids' mouths to feed. That's even double. The average income earner cannot afford these overpriced ass apartments. So who the fuck are they building these apartment complexes for? And what makes it even more hilarious, every single fucking year, these greedy ass landlords continue to increase the rent. So pretty soon, if you haven't already, we're going to be seeing $4,000, $5,000 a month apartment complex prices. And my question is, why do they keep getting away with this? How, as we as a people have not gone up there with pitchforks, knives, and any type of weapon that we can find to put an end to this madness? We are literally allowing them to run our pockets fucking dry. What happened to America? We used to protest way back then. The minute taxes went over 2%. Now we are getting taxed damn near half, if not more than half our fucking money. Rent is out of control. Housing prices are out of control. Mortgage is out of control. Every single bill known to man is completely out of fucking control. And all we do is we go on TikTok, we bitch moan, we complain, and then the next day we get up, we go to work, and we pay that overpriced ass rent. Why, as we as a people have not done anything about this? Because we have not revolted. Us not revolting means that these landlords will continue to increase the rent every single year. Us not revolting means that these developers will continue to buy up a whole bunch of land, knock down these trees, and build overpriced ass apartment complex on top of apartment complex on top of apartment complex. Us not revolting will lead to housing prices continuing to skyrocket, mortgage rates continuing to skyrocket, and everything else known to man to live continuing to skyrocket. As much as this problem is corporate greed, another half of this problem is us not fucking revolting and taking a stand against these corrupt, greedy motherfuckers. We, as a people, have allowed them to get away with so much shit, they have become borderline unstoppable. And it's sad to say, but I think there's no coming back from this.
No, but I know I live in the past because I still think that a $40 weekly grocery budget is enough to suffice anything. So I just paid off a $500 credit card bill that was built up within a week. And you might be saying, wow, did you have a Shein order or something in there? No, I did not. It's called gas, food, and that's literally it. About one Whole Food salad for $13. You got me there. But oh my gosh, guys, let me tell you, any profession you have in your young 20s, whether it's entry level, you're a manager, you're a teacher, you're a nurse, you're whatever it may be, you feel like you're struggling no matter what, Like, I remember just a few years ago, groceries would literally cost me $40. That was pre-2020, even like a little bit like 2021. When I was in college, that was the norm. And like everything else was pretty relative. Why is deodorant costing me $6 now? Why is gas costing me $65? Like, why is my rent $2,000? For a mediocre place, like, and it's just the state of the world. And it's just frustrating. Like, I pay my bills. There's nothing I can really do about it. I don't buy too much extra, but it's just literally annoying that you can't do anything about it. And we're all in the same boat and we're all like, help, help. And we're drowning. But like, what can pick us up at this point? Because my credit card bill, not it.
Let's talk about the real pandemic. No, not COVID, the one that started after. The I can't afford eggs, rent, or a will to live pandemic. Because apparently, in America 2025, making it means surviving on iced coffee, anxiety, and Klarna grocery payments. Like, how did we get here?
I think a lot of people can relate that actually grew up in the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s about how life was, I say, pre 9/11. In those days, people could literally work at Dollar Tree, Walmart, a little bull warehouse job, and they could own a home. They could be homeowners. They could actually make enough money for bills, groceries, everything. They could actually provide for their families back in the day. You would hear people bragging about making $13, $14 an hour like it was real money. And then like if you made $20 an hour back then, you had a good job. You had a good job back in them days. Like I heard a lot of people was saying like, bro, I got this new job. I'm making $13. I said $13 an hour. Maybe because I was in high school. Maybe because I was, you know what I'm saying? Ain't graduated yet. Ain't really hit the real world yet. But it was not uncommon to see people actually enjoying their lives. Like people did not have to sit here and work 60, 70, 80 billion hours a week, halfway killing themselves just to make and feel like that they had to, you know what I'm saying, to get by, to get ahead. Like, I know we as millennials got hit hard and screwed. I would say, yeah, after the 2008 market crash, boy, whole world changed. As soon as we started graduating, getting out of high school, college, doing that type of stuff, like, I felt like the millennials got this big red letter in the mail that said you're fucked, you're screwed, it's over, wrap it up. Like, bro. But then again, it kind of got me thinking that living in those days and growing up in those days is what has a lot of people complacent in life right now, to not be doing anything, and they're still stuck in this mindset of doing bare minimum. Or not, you know what I'm saying? Not having that drive, that ambition, because when we were growing up, like, it was easy. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm not going to say it was easy for adults, because, I mean, adults had to go to work, had to provide, had to still do different things. But at the same time, like, going out here, killing yourself halfway, or grinding and trying to level up because of a competition, this person, we didn't have that. You know what I'm saying? We did not have that in those earlier days. And now a lot of people that grew up in those days are complacent. They feel like, okay, well, I can get it by doing this, X, Y, and Z. They always looking for a shortcut. They always looking for the bare minimum, and they think they're going to get the maximum. And at the end of the day, that's not going to happen. That's never going to happen. That never was going to happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I think that was one of the triggers to actually get people to just sit by and be idle and complacent. And now you see a lot of that in our society now. Like, a lot of people now just ain't really got that move, that drive, that want to get better. You know what I'm saying? Want to live better. But I don't know. You guys tell me. Drop a comment, like, subscribe, share this post.
You ever notice every paycheck feels like a breakup text? It hits your account, gives you false hope, and then immediately disappears. Rent takes half. Groceries take the other half, and Wi-Fi takes what's left of your dignity. And the government's like, good news, inflation is down. Down where? Because the only thing going down is my credit score.
My rent is going up almost $300 a month. Okay, I'm confused. I'm lost, dumbfounded. Everywhere in my city, everybody going up in apartments. Okay, these are just one bedrooms. I pay $1,100 a month for one bedroom right now. If I resign my lease, it'd be $1,300. Okay, not including maintenance fees, not including all the utilities and all that stuff. When it's all said and done, I'll be spending $1,700 to live there. Okay, when it's all said and done. My thing is, what do these landlords think we're making out here? Okay, everybody not making all that kind of money like this. I'm a truck driver. As you can see, I'm in the truck right now. Truck drivers don't get raises, okay? We don't get raises. I barely made enough to make 3 times the rent already. But now it's just going up. I don't know what's going to happen. I make $4 grand a month. I don't know. Well, I make that, but after taxes and all that, you know how that goes. It's about 36, something like that. I won't be able to afford that place anymore where I live at right now. So I got to move. I'm probably considering living in my truck, maybe. Might get a hotel rooms on weekends. If I get a hotels on weekends, I spend $580 a month just for Saturdays and Sundays. That saved me a lot of money, about $1,000 a month, just doing that. Cause I'm gone most of the time anyway. But my big concern is I don't know where these landlords, how they think we out here making all this money to raise the rent that high. We got layoffs going on, and the federal workers are getting laid off, and it just, things gotta change. You know, I refuse to pay that much for one bedroom, so I'm not doing that. I've been looking around my city. A lot of folks moving in the city, so I guess, you know, supply and demand is what raised the prices up. But I've been in my city my whole life, and they trying to push us out. I'd rather be straightforward and say that. We're gonna push everyone that's a native of this city, who's born and raised here. We're gonna push y'all out and want everybody to come in here as they raise prices. I'd rather be straightforward and just say that, okay, than just raising prices and we just all confused. All right. I mean, it's just crazy to me. But I probably might live in my truck, get hotel rooms on the weekends, save a lot of money that way. Cause this year I'm trying to save 20 grand. And a lot of folks can't save $1 grand because they got all the bills, and like I said, rent prices are going up and food prices going up, clothes, everything's going up in America right now. Okay, there's no relief anywhere. It seems like, and I don't think it'll be a relief anytime soon. So I gotta be prepared, trying to save some money up, because money is king, and I gotta make it happen. What you gotta think about this? This is getting insane. I mean, something gotta give. It really do.
Bro, I went to buy eggs last week. $10 a dozen for eggs. Not even the fancy pasture-raised ones with therapy chickens. Just regular depression eggs from Walmart. And then there's McCormick seasoning. $6 for chicken dust. $6 to pretend your food has flavor while your soul leaves your body. I swear, we're going to be out here after paying bananas next. 4 easy payments of $1.25, and you too can own this potassium.
I'm holding my phone up because, my phone holder just broke amongst everything else. In the wise words of the prophet George Carlin, it's called the American dream because you have to be asleep to believe it. Meanwhile, I'm out here. I'm not asleep. I am wide awake. I am paying $6 for McCormick chicken dust today. Chicken dust. Chicken seasoning is $6 for a tiny little fucking jar. Eggs, $10 damn a dozen. Folgers coffee. Folgers coffee is now $20 for the, the lidded red jar. The tin that tastes like it was scraped out of a nursing home's drip pot in 1986. And then Trump's over here like, the economy's great. It's great. It's great. Really, bitch? That's why people are financing their groceries on Klarna like it's a Louis Vuitton bag. That's why we're out here after paying fucking bananas. By the way, I've lost my voice if you can't tell, just, from being sick and from crashing out this week over groceries. It's not the American dream. It is the American gaslight. And we're all just out here seasoning our fucking ramen with bad debt that we can't pay. You can't even treat yourself anymore. A Starbucks run feels like applying for a small business loan. A grocery store trip requires like a blood sacrifice in your firstborn and a cosigner with decent credit. Costco is absolutely terrifying. Like, I don't even want to go in. I mean, it used to be the land of abundance, and now I'm terrified. You walk in rather confident, and walk out broke and confused, holding a $40 jar of pickles and a kayak that you didn't know you fucking needed. Like, and let's be honest, bill due dates, those aren't real anymore. They're polite little suggestions, sometimes polite, sometimes not. Credit cards be calling me like, ma'am, you're 4 days past due. And I'm like, and? Get in line, man. You'll get your $35 minimum payment when I'm done paying $12 for these eggs. I just realized I wasn't breathing there. And utilities don't even like pay the electric bill or buy milk for the kids' choices. But sure, tell me again about how wages are up. Yeah, cool. $3 more an hour so I can afford a half cart of groceries and a therapy session about why I cried in aisle 5 because the box of Cheerios was $9. $9. And at this point, I don't need a financial advisor. I need an exorcist because clearly the demons running this economy are thriving while the rest of us are out here bartending vibes and trauma for gas money. And when that doesn't cut it, guess who's going to be at the pawn shop with grandma's heirlooms? Not me. Yes, sir, it's a Victorian locket from 1892. No, I don't care what it's worth. Just tell me if it'll cover 2 gallons of milk and a tank of unleaded. For fuck's sake.
Costco strikes again. 11 items, $208. Here we go.
Hey, Raf, I'm a teacher and I can barely afford to pay rent with my salary. My salary bi-weekly is basically my rent minus $500. Guess how much my car is? $400. Guess how much insurance is? $100. Oh, yeah, that's right. You do the math. I'm left with owing money at the end of the month. That's not even with groceries. Holy That's not even with groceries. I realize every single month I am transferring money out of savings into my checking, and I am not. Just had the realization in the car that I'm actually going to go into debt if I continue being a teacher. Like, genuinely. Wow. Oh, I'm like literally having a crisis right now. I'm going to have a panic attack right now. I can't do this. I literally cannot do this. Knowing every single month that most of my money is literally, like, I don't have money. Okay. I don't know how I'm going to pay off my credit card this month. I don't know. All right, well, rats, peace and blessings, and I hope you can afford your rent today. And groceries, and your car, and insurance, and life. Bye.
Renters, I need 10 seconds. Why does the grocery store give you more back on your spend every month than rent does? You go to the store, you get rewards points and credit card points for buying milk and bread. Rent's way bigger. Can it work the same way?
And rent? Don't even. Landlords out here asking for 3 times the rent. Like we all secretly have a OnlyFans and a side hustle in Bitcoin. You want proof of income? Sure. Here's my tears, my blood pressure, and a bag of returnable cans. People are literally choosing between eating and keeping a roof over their heads. Should I eat dinner tonight or keep the lights on so I can cry with visibility? And groceries? I went to Costco the other day and came out with a $40 jar of pickles and a kayak. A kayak! I don't even live near water, bro. Costco is basically a casino now. You go in confident, come out broke, disoriented, and holding 800 rolls of toilet paper like a war veteran. And can we talk about how every store is lying to us with shelf prices? It says $5.69 on the label, but somehow it's $5.89 at the register. Like, did inflation happen in the checkout line? 20 cents ain't much, but multiply that by a country of broke people, and boom, Jeff Bezos just bought another rocket.
Young people are fucked in America, and it all comes down to groceries. I read a staggering fact the other day. 53% of Americans are concerned about the cost of groceries more than anything else. Eggs, bread, chicken, milk, all that shit are more expensive than they ever have been, and it affects people like Gen Z and millennials the most because these two generations have the least amount of wealth, are the lowest paid of any successive generation, and when you can't pay for the basics, it also means you can't pay for housing, you can't pay for your date, you can't pay for travel, your life generally sucks.
Guys, I don't know how the average American is making it right now because from the looks of it, things are just going to hell. For example, if you want to rent an apartment, the landlord wants proof of income 3 times the rent. And out here in northern New Jersey, that means a 1-bedroom, you got to be making 30 to 50% more than the national average. The groceries have gone up like crazy. It's like, it seems like it keeps creeping up ever so slightly, but after 3-4 months, you feel like it's a you feel the increase. Because last year, I would be shopping for myself alone twice a week, and it would run me about $80 each trip. Now it's costing me like $125 to $140 per trip. And when I include going out maybe once or twice a week to eat, my total for food is coming out to be crazy. It's over $1,000. And I know it wasn't like that growing up. It's gotten out of hand. But people are walking around like nothing's wrong. Everything's fine. Everything's dandy. But it won't be long before people are going to have to decide whether to pay the rent, pay the mortgage, or feed their families. And of course, people are going to choose.
Who are these people that are affording groceries, going to the grocery store every week, spending $300, $400 a week, and they're just like, whatever. It's cool. It's pocket change. Seriously, not me. Family of 5. I have little children. Little. They're 12, 10, and 5. I don't even have teens living in my house yet. And I'm just like, just went to Market Basket, spent $338, family of 5. That's pretty good, honestly. Only got $20 of non-food stuff, and the only meat I got was sausage, like turkey sausage links, and chicken. Like for the week, not a lot of chicken. And I'm just like, what? How are we doing it? How are you affording groceries? How are we doing this? I remember being a teen and going to my friend's house, or people come to my house, and we would just like eat all the strawberries, all the chips, drink all the orange juice in one day. I wonder if my parents and their parents were like wanting to like wring our necks at that point, because they're like, that is expensive. You just ate $25 in fruit. Obviously it wasn't $25 then, but you get the point. Are you affording groceries comfortably? Should I get a second job? Should I work more? I don't know.
It cost me $105 to fill up a Maxima. $105 to fill up a fucking Nissan Maxima. Bitch, I flip all this shit over. Are you dumb? Joseph Robinette Biden. Wake up, peepaw. I don't know if you gotta pass a bill, sue Shell, BP on behalf of all of us, but between gas, groceries, rent, and the goddamn $1.25 tree, I'm gonna have to be out here doing something strange for a little piece of change. I'm broke, bitch.
Teachers, nurses, single parents, they're out here performing financial gymnastics just to survive. You know it's bad when the teachers can't afford school supplies and the kids are bringing them GoFundMe links for homework. And don't even get me started on gas. $105 to fill up a Nissan Maxima? At that point, I'm siphoning fuel from lawnmowers and praying nobody calls the cops. Meanwhile, politicians are like, wages are up, the economy is great. Oh yeah? Then why does buying Folgers coffee feel like applying for a small business loan? Why does a trip to Target require a cosigner with good credit? We're living in the American gaslight. The dream is dead. But don't worry, it's available for monthly payments on Klarna. At this point, due dates on bills aren't real anymore. They're just vibes, suggestions. My credit card company called me like, ma'am, you're 4 days past due. And I said, so are my groceries, Karen. Get in line.